Hi friends, today I am here with 10 tips for eating healthy when you're eating out. Number one is to check online, see if the restaurant has a menu. Most restaurants have menus online, and you can go and check it out and see if you can make some decisions before you even get there. And you can even call and ask, like, hey, if I were to order this grilled whatever thing, does it have butter or oil poured over it, or is it cooked in oil or sauteed or any of those? So usually sauteed means it's cooked in some kind of oil or butter or something like that. And then fried obviously is cooked in oil. So you want to avoid those things. If you can get it broiled or grilled, but even sometimes when they grill things, they will put a pat of butter or some oil over it to help with the flavor afterwards. So just ask if those can be made without that. Or, ask like if something has bacon in it or whatever. You can ask them like, can this be made without bacon? Different things like that, See if you can alter the dishes at all. Some chefs are very particular about it and they don't want you altering their dishes, and they'll say no. I have had chefs say, no, I'm not making that different. So it's good to know that ahead of time before you go there. I would say like 95% of chefs will make the adjustments for you, but if they won't, then it's good to know that ahead of time so you can make decisions before you get there. Number two is order lean proteins like chicken, fish, or if you're vegetarian or vegan, tofu and that sort of thing. But again, ask if it can be made baked or broiled or grilled without oils, and just see if you can order them that way. Number three is skip the bread basket or free appetizers. Sometimes they will bring free stuff to the table, bread basket, chips. Oh my goodness, the chips at the Mexican restaurant. Although, I don't know, if you eat out at a Mexican restaurant and you don't eat the chips, is it really eating out at the Mexican restaurant? That was a hard one. But those chips have so much oil on them that it's crazy. It's like 30 calories per chip. I mean, you eat 10 chips, it's 300 calories? Are you kidding me? That's nutso. So, I don't know. Some Mexican restaurants, you can ask if they have baked chips, and they, some of them do. So you can ask, like, do you have baked chips instead of the regular fried ones? And, some will say no, but some will say yeah. You just don't know because they don't put it on the menu, and if you don't ask, you won't know. So skip those, like, empty calories, and, like, even just eating a piece of bread with some butter on it or something, depending on how dense the bread is. I mean, you're adding hundreds of calories before you even get your meal. Best to just skip that. I mean, if you're eating out, do you really want to fill up on bread? Like, just leave that. If you're that hungry, just wait. Just wait until the food comes and eat the food that's coming that tastes good instead of just bread. I don't want to do that anyway. Okay, ask for your dressings and sauces on the side, because there's a lot of hidden fat and sugars in those. And if you can't come up with a lighter dressing, like instead of like a vinegar-based dressing, even those have a lot of calories because there's oil in it, but it's still going to be less calories than the cream-based sauces or dressings. Either way, I would recommend having it in a little container on the side. Dip your fork in it before you stab the salad or the food, and then eat it. You'll get all the flavor of the dressing because it hits your lips and tongue last, but you don't have to drench your whole salad. You'll use at least 50% less if you do it this way. And that cuts way back on the calories like you wouldn't believe. And you get used to it. I know a lot of people think, oh, that wouldn't be enough dressing, but I actually find if I do it that way, I don't miss dressing because I'm getting some with every bite. Whereas if I try to pour that little portion cup on my salad, it doesn't hit everything because it's not enough to cover all of it, So like there's going to be plenty of sections of the salad that you're not going to get any dressing on. So I find it better just to go ahead and dip my fork in it anyway. Number 5, opt for vegetables instead of fries. So see if there's something you can get that's like steamed or roasted vegetables instead of French fries or or some kind of fried side. Also, ask them if they put butter on it after they steam it, because Texas Roadhouse actually puts melted butter over the top of their broccoli and I don't know, they have like a mixed vegetable thing. I didn't know that until I talked to one of their servers one time and they told me, yeah, well, they put butter on it after they steam it. Ask them not to do that. You can ask them. So opt for vegetables instead of the fried stuff and you will cut way back on your calories. Number 6, watch your portions. Restaurants, unless it's the more expensive restaurants, they do have smaller or more normal portions. Even they sometimes will still have larger portions, but I find that places like a Texas Roadhouse or, I don't know, I haven't been to like Applebee's or anything, but places like that, Olive Garden, whatever, they tend to have really large portions. So either see if you can split something like with your spouse, like say, hey, can we get an entree that we can split, and then let's get a salad and share that too. And then that way you're sharing everything. It's gonna cost you way less, number 1. But number 2, you're not eating all of those calories. It's way too much. I mean, even there, what is it? First Watch has oatmeal on their menu, and they used to have a different calorie count on the menu for it, and something changed. I don't know what happened, if they retested everything or what happened, but the calories on that oatmeal almost doubled. So I don't know if they changed the recipe or they just corrected the calories to what they really are, but it's like 1,000 calorie oatmeal or something. I'm like, what are you putting in it for it to be 1,000 calories? But regardless, there's hidden calories in a lot of stuff. So you just have to be really careful with that. So if you can split the meal with someone, a friend or a spouse, or if not, ask for a to-go container at the beginning of the meal and take half of it and put it in the to-go container, and then eat what's left. Eat the other half while you're there, take the other half home and have it for lunch tomorrow or dinner the next day or something. But I would say 95% of the time, 90% of the time, the portions are going to be way too big, way too big. I mean, people from Europe come here and they're just astonished at how big the food portions are, because they don't eat like that. They don't eat portions that big. That's why America's so big. We eat way too many calories. You have to take that into your own hands. You take control of it. Okay. And then don't drink your calories. I would say, especially if you're in the weight loss and, not so much the maintenance phase of maintaining your weight, but you're in a weight loss phase, I would say stick with water or unsweetened tea, something that doesn't, have sugar in it. Stay away from sodas, even juice. Juice has sometimes more calories than even soda does. Alcohol, beer, wine, all of it's just empty calories. And you're going to dehydrate yourself. You're going to overload your liver with toxins. Don't get me started on that. But if you insist on having an alcoholic drink, I would say a small pour of a glass of wine or like some kind of liquor mixed with like tonic water or something that doesn't just, not like a real sweet drink or anything like that. I don't know much about beers, maybe like a light beer or something like that, but I don't know anything about beers. So I would say those would be your options really for alcoholic drinks. I mean, there are some drinks that you can get, like I know you can ask the bartenders or ask the waiter if their bartender knows how to make like a skinny margarita. And sometimes they'll have it something that's like a sugar substitute that they can put into it instead of the sugary mix that they use to make the margaritas. So you could do something like that. But overall, I would say choose something simple that has a lower calorie count. Number 8 is skip the cheese, the mayo, and the heavy sauces. So those are kind of obvious. They're very high in fat, high in calories, and if you can just skip it all together, you're going to cut back on a lot of calories. So I know it tastes good, but you can still eat out and have a nice meal without having that. It's still going to taste good. You just Don't do that to yourself, because you could actually eat more of the food that you're eating if you just cut out some of the high calorie sauces and dressings and all that stuff. So number 9 is go for a tomato-based soup instead of a cream-based soup. So things like your zuppa toscanas, or I don't know, I'm trying to think, like a taco soup, something like that, that has, you know what I mean? It's like not potato and cream soup or broccoli and cream soup. You know, those all usually have, you can make them vegan without having any cream at all. You can make them at home, but in restaurants, they're going to be cream-based. So you just want to be careful with those because they are very high in calories, adding all of that cream to it. And number 10 is eat mindfully. So think about what you're eating. Think about how good it tastes. You know, how does this taste? Do I like this? Would I do this different next time? Would I order it different? Chew slowly. The more times you chew your food and the slower you chew your food, the better your body has a chance to catch up with the idea that you're getting full. Your receptors in your brain don't start registering that you're full till I think it's 20 minutes into the meal. So slow yourself down. People eating super fast, I've got family members that eat so fast, and 5 minutes they're done, or 10 minutes they're done, and I just don't even know. I can't eat that fast. But your brain doesn't have time to catch up to the sensors in your stomach doesn't have time to send the signals to your brain that you're getting full. So you're going to end up eating more because you probably were full a long time ago, but your body just hasn't caught on to it yet. So slow down, chew your food more, think about your food, enjoy it, and that's going to help a lot, help you cut back on the number of calories that you're eating too. And then also stop eating when you feel satisfied so that you won't be overstuffed. Sometimes we're tempted to just taste so good, I'm just going to take one more bite. And then we have one more bite and one more bite. And then before you know it, you're really stuffed. So be honest with yourself. If you're satisfied, that's it. Put the fork down, be done. Just because you've got half of that entree on your plate doesn't mean you have to finish it. You can take what's left. If you're full, you get full. You can take what's left and put it in your to-go box and take it home with you. Or if there's just a little bit left and it's just a perfect portion, but there's just a little bit left, you're not going to get in trouble for not cleaning your plate. Do not clean your plate because you feel bad. Oh, I left some food on the plate. No, it's not worth your health for that. Just leave it on the plate. If you're really full, just leave it there. So that's all I have for today, friends. I hope this helped, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.